This is Elliot. Say hi.
Hi.
How good was that? Probably the best setup I've seen at a bush camp ever, to be honest with you. Had a little bit of an incident here. Alright, unfortunately we found ourselves in a bit of a predicament here, so we're actually a bit bulky. Am I getting stuck in the same spot? Yeah. G'day everyone, Diesel here from Getting Around Oz, Camp Patrol Travelling. Thanks for joining us today. So look, there's a bit of a look at the trip so far, but I want to take a chance to say thank you for everyone for your support. You know, there's been a lot of people that have reached out in, you know, the comments, the videos and comments on socials, and you know, there's actually been a few people recently in my own life sort of come up to me and sort of mention the channel and, you know, like this, like that, and well done, those types of things. And every one of you, you know, dropped a word or a message or whatever it is. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, and it's really heartfelt. And going back and editing these videos is a bit of a strange one, because winter has just hit here in Perth, and we just had a pretty fantastic storm here last night and today, although it's fine up just now. But this trip was back in January, where it was super bloody hot in the outback there, and today's video was actually in the low 40s. It was a belter. It was very bloody warm, but this video you'll see in the end here, this is where we pulled the pin, unfortunately, and I won't go into too much detail. You'll have to stick around to the end, because that's sort of where it happened, and yeah, it is what it is. So, but anyway, let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy it. Cheers. Rightio, so we pulled up here for lunch and quite a refreshment, to be honest. This is Eaglestone Rock. This was the other place we were considering camping versus where we were last night. So it's about a 20 to 25 minutes drive here. You can chuck it in Google and work out where you need to go. There is cellular reception, well, both last night and here. It's not, you know, it's not fantastic, but it's definitely enough to be able to make phone calls or watch the Big Bash, for example. So this one here is definitely I'll chuck the drone up in a second, give you a look, but it's a very big campground here. It is obviously free camping here. There is a toilet there. There's some sort of tables and chairs and some fire pit setups. The reason we chose last night's spot versus here is, while this is on a salt lake as well, and there is a rock up there which is pretty cool and would be a nice view. I'll go up there and have a look in a bit. The location where we were was better, because basically you're right on the edge of the lake there. It is pretty warm here, so it's high 30s at the moment. Right now we're here to cook up some lunch. So this is what we've done here. So just got the fridge out on the table there, and pork schnitzel wrapped with some salad, and that's about it. Nice and easy, and a little something to wash it down. So we decided to do the walk up the rock here, and we come down to the Salt Lake side, or down to the bottom of the camping area really, which should be the easiest way up. But in saying that, it doesn't look like it's going to be too hard. It's a bit steep, but Alrighty, we made it up here. Still puffing a bit, but it's a pretty sensational view, and if you're here and you're physically able to do it, recommend it. Like, the view up here is pretty crazy. Anyway, enough crapping on for me. I'll get the drone up here and I'll give you a look. Rightio, we're here. So we're at Balaji Rock. I'll chuck on the screen where it is and how we found it off Wikicamps. So this is one that I've been trying to get to, well, since last year. It's a bit further out. I'll chuck it up on the map now, give you an idea how far inland it is from Perth. It's a cracking spot. So behind me up here is the rock itself. It's really big. Like, it's 41 degrees here at the moment, so it's pretty hot. We've got a little bit of shade here. There's not much around, but I thought, oh, you know what? We're going to be setting up in the heat. Let's just have a bit of a look. And we drove probably directly around the other side. In a little while, once the sun goes down, I'll chuck the drone up and give you a look. There's camp spots all the way around. The rock itself is pretty amazing. There's a salt lake just over there behind me. Got most of the camper trailer open at the moment. Got the solar out, even though it's had charge off the car for a while, so it's about 12.6, but keeping in mind the fridge is running pretty hard to keep itself cold, because, well, we've been driving, feels like the last hour and a bit, you know, maybe an hour and a half, you know, and it's really hot. So the camper trailer itself gets really hot. So something to keep in mind, if you're out camping in hot weather, your fridge is going to work a bit harder. And this one here does have a toilet over there as well. There's no one else around here at all. It's just us. We're going to chuck some dinner on now. I've got a roast we're going to chuck on tonight, and we're going to look after ourselves again. But I think now, Elliot, it's that time of day where time for me to wet my whistle. Setting up the camper trailer in this sort of heat definitely isn't fun. Kept the car running the whole time we're doing the setup, you know, to sort of duck in and get 5-10 minutes of aircon, come out, have another crack at it. But now it's all done, and, you know, it's only going to get better from here on in. It's only going to get cooler as it gets cooler. Yeah, we won't sort of have the sunset views we had last night, because is going to set directly over the rock. Anyway, we'll see how we go, but it's time to get dinner on here. And rightio, so it's time to get some dinner on now. It's a little bit later than I planned, that's for sure, but the toilets here are flushing toilets. Takes about 15 minutes to refill, so yeah, I tell you what, it's a bit of a treat out here to be able to use a flushing toilet. So we're just having a conversation really then, like, if you're coming out in the wheat belt, you don't need a toilet, because, like, other than the bush camp last night, like if you stay at one of the, you know, sort of Shire camp places, there's going to be a toilet there. Dinner now is This is a pork butterflied shoulder. It's like a Greek sort of seasoning there. So this one again I just picked up from Farmer Jack's, but you can get it from Coles or Woolies or whatever. And this one is a little bit bigger. Might have got a bit carried away. This is 1.2 kilos, but again, same sort of thing. I'll show you what I've done here with a Weber. Set up there. It's nice and hot. There isn't any breeze here at the moment, which isn't making it any cooler. This will make you laugh. My phone right now is currently in the fridge because I'm trying to play any music or anything, it just bloody overheats. Time to have a quick look at this roast here. Now, like I said here, I cook by eye rather than timer and like thermo stats and those types of things. So what I'm going to do is I just cut him in half. Looks alright. Might cut this one here in half. You can see there. It looks, yep, that looks absolutely bloody fantastic. What I'll do is I'll just close that down, turn him off. Obviously, Elliott's preparing the salads at that moment. It's bloody ants are getting me. It's not a bad idea to turn the Weber off and let it actually cool down a bit. And when you do that with a roast, it'll actually cook itself as it's cooling down anyway. So if you feel like it's close, turn it down and let it sort of simmer itself. Or an idea is wrap it in alfoil. In the alfoil, it'll actually cook itself for probably another 10 or 15 minutes, and that's sort of finished off. If you like, you know, you sort of medium to medium rare, those types of things, that's something we do with Anita likes to do that with steaks. Actually, she'll give it a good sear on both sides, wrap it in alfoil, and actually sort of let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and that should cook itself if you've got it hot enough. You'll see from the camera there, this looks absolutely bloody delicious. And we're still at a point here where the flies have been a bit friendlier. Sorry, I look at the right camera. The flies have been a bit friendlier than we want them to. Sure. Look at that. Any aioli? And a bit of aioli here to finish this off. And oh, I'll tell you what, this looks pretty bloody fantastic. So,
tell you what, no flies in here.
Yeah, there's plenty out here, but you know what? Bugger the flies are going to take control here, and we're going to enjoy this. So, well, I'm going to get into this now. We'll probably check back with you in a little while here. Sorry. Rightio, good morning. Now,
Good start.
you might have, what's that, the GoPro there? So you might have seen, well, the last bit of footage we would have had for you was probably the drone footage last night after, or maybe when we finished dinner and enjoyed the sunset. And yeah, a bit of drone footage this morning. just before I get on and explain what's going on now. So last night, it was really warm. We had a delicious dinner, enjoyed the cricket. We actually went for a walk up the rock just as it was getting dark, and it was fairly dark, probably about halfway up. It did take us a while, but when we were up there, we definitely enjoyed some time and enjoyed the view. Yes, the view up there was pretty nice, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, while we were sitting there, we made a decision for the morning, pretty much, that we might get up first thing and just pack up straight away, because it's that bloody tree. There was just too many of them. We're overrun, and we'll run out of town. Too many ants around your feet and up and around your legs. Like, there just wasn't a spot. Even I walked off probably 50 meters the other way, and there was still ants all over me there. And then if it wasn't that, it was just the flies all around. They just didn't let up, unfortunately, with us last night. And even sleeping with all the windows open in the camper trailer, that was really nice. We'd had a good view of the sunrise at your end, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I did, and the fly near my head as well.
Yeah,
that was good fun at 5:15 a.m.
Unfortunately, flies infiltrated the camper somehow just as the sun was coming up, which was very early, and I'm feeling very dusty. But yeah, flies in there in your face, and they kind of ruin the chance of getting a decent sleep. It's just too hot to enjoy it, unfortunately. It's probably the best way to describe it.
I think it's the best Outback toilet I've seen. The toilet was unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, hot.
Location was absolutely beautiful. It was too hot. Unfortunately, it wasn't for us. I'm not going to say it's not for anyone, but yeah, just didn't get the chance to enjoy it, unfortunately. But had all the makings to be a great trip. But anyway, we're going to drive on out of here now, and we'll see if we don't find another point of interest up the road here. Rightio, so we're back home here now. Just set up the camper to air it out after the trip, and the drive home was all pretty nice there. And I think all up was about a 800k round trip. If you're interested, check out our Patreon channel. I'm going to do a sit down with Elliot next weekend and do a bit of a Q&A and get him to talk about his experience out there camping with me. Now, there is a 7-day free trial on Patreon if you want to check that one out. But hey, look, that was a really cool trip. We got to see some really cool things and some really cool experiences, and it was very nice to get out and about and just put our feet up a bit and forget about all the day-to-day stuff going on. But really appreciate your support if you like the video, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments what you might have liked from the trip, or maybe there's something you didn't see that you wanted to see, or just any questions at all, and it sort of helps me with ideas for future content and those types of things. If we're sort of missing some little things that would help you out, let us know. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Deeds for Getting Around Oz, Camper Trailer Travel. We'll catch the next one. Hooroo.